turn it to the left. Is it going up and get?
No.
Let's put a bit of power down to see if it'll go up. So into second. A bit more. There we go. So we're now turning in and now we're going to third for me. Is that gone into third? Yeah. Right, so holding that throttle nice and steady. So holding it there, once we get past the green flags, you're more welcome to start feeding that power through just to see how it feels. Perfectly. Onto the brakes, coming off the brakes, then back onto the power as you turn into the cone on the right hand side. So turn in really close if you can. Let the car come back into the middle of the track. So you see that crease in the middle of the track? Keep that in the middle of the car all the way around and we're following it round on this corner. So you miss this corner out on the right hand side. So don't worry about that because it's dry, we don't need to touch it. Now you get really close to this cone on the right hand side. Straight cutting the cone on the left. Perfect. Turning into the left hand cone for me. Keeping it nice and tight as you turn it in. Braking in a straight line. Coming off the brakes and turning into the cone on the right hand side. So it's sort of like straight point sort of thing. Let the car then run out and wide a little bit. Gently on the throttle as we're coming out of the chicane. Cut the chicane on the right hand side. Once you're in a straight line, gently start feeding that power through. So feed, 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 feed. Onto your brakes. Perfect. So let's look at that sort of first lap. So we're now going to start our second lap in the lovely Lamborghini. So that's aim for the lovely cone on the left hand side for me. And now it's turning in, keeping your front wheel if you can onto the marker on the right hand side. So you want to sort of follow that round nice and steady all the way around. Keeping that nice and steady all the way around. Now aiming for that cone on the right hand side, gently on the throttle as it's still the safety zone, so we don't want to be going too mad. And now once we get round, and then once we run this corner, bang it into third for me. Yeah, gently on the power, and now you can feed that power through a little bit. Now onto the brakes. And then off the brakes and turn into the cone on the right hand side for me. Keeping that power nice and steady all the way around. Holding that power nice and steady for me all the way around, missing this corner on the right hand side. Getting really close to the cone on the right hand side. Straight cut the corner on the left. So through that bit you don't need any more throttle, you just hold it steady all the way through. Getting really close to the cone. Braking in a straight line, coming off the brakes and turning into the cone on the right hand side. Let the car wander wide a little bit. Cutting the chicane on the right hand side. Gently on the throttle, and then once you're in a straight line, start feeding it through. So feed, 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 feed. Onto the brakes. Perfect. So that was yeah, roughly around about 40 miles an hour. That's perfect. So we're now starting our third lap in the car. So what you do is aim for the cone on the left hand side and now turning in, keeping really tight to the markings on the right. Gently on the throttle through. Is it going back down to second? Yeah. We're holding that, keeping that throttle nice and steady. Aiming for the cone on the right hand side for me. Gently turning to the left. So holding it round about there. Banging it back into third for me before we get onto the power. Holding the power nice and steady, wait until we're in a straight line and now start feeding the power through. So feed, 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 onto your brakes. Going off your brakes and turning into the cone on the right hand side, sorry. Holding the power nice and steady, getting the car back into the middle of the track all the way around this corner, holding it nice and steady for me. Brilliant, holding it nice and steady, missing this corner out, holding that throttle there, getting really tight to the cone on the right hand side. Straight cutting the corner on the left. Now coming into the left hand cone, getting really tight in that one. Braking in a straight line, aiming for that cone, coming off the brakes and turning into the cone on the right hand side. On this lap we are going to go into the overtaking lane, so just come to the left of this and then to the left of the tyre ball. So to the left of the tyre ball, keeping that power on a little bit, so come to a little halt for me. And you're more than welcome to feed the power through again, so we can keep going again. I don't see anything else, so back into third when we can, so into third. There we go. And onto your brakes. Didn't want him behind you all the way around because he was getting closer and closer. That's why I took you into the overtaking lane. So we're now on our fourth and final lap. So we are turning into the cone. Lovely markings on the right hand side. It's gone back down to second. No, it's holding third. Cool. We're holding. It's held third. So staying in that gear. No more. Keeping that throttle nice and steady through here. Aiming for the cone and turning to the left for me. Just a little bit for me. Not as perfect. Hold that throttle long, we're in third, wait until we're in a straight line. And now you can feed that power through onto the brakes. Coming off the brakes and then turning back in onto the cone on the right hand side. Keeping that power nice and steady all the way through. Perfect. Holding it there all the way around. So that's a nice throttle there for you. Hold it there all the way around. keeping all the way round, all the way round, all the way round. Getting really close to the cone on the right, straight back to the corner on the left. So no more throttle, holding it nice and steady. And now turning into the cone on the left hand side. Braking in a straight line for me. Coming off the brakes now and turning into the cone on the right hand side. So hold gently on the throttle, nicely let the car run out a little bit wide. Cut the chicane on the right hand side, gently building up the throttle as you do. Once in a straight line, feed that power through gently. Feed, 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 feed. Onto your brakes. Perfect. Got down to below 40 mile an hour. So that was your fourth lap, unfortunately. So we're going to head into the lovely pits for this one for you. So down, if you're down changing to, it's gone back into second. So if you're down changing to first for me. There we go. Makes it a little bit easier when you're pulling off for you. So if you can sort of just drive and now pull up right in between where the AMG is. There we go. And a little bit more forward if you can for me. There we go. And if you now want to pull both levers up towards you, it should knock it back into neutral. So both levers up. There we go. Normally we have to hold them, but now just tap them. So how was that for you?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah?